So I'm trying to find Jesus and I feel a little bit stuck, if I'm honest. And I wanted to document this because I've documented a lot of my later life, probably since the early 2010s. And over those 15 years, I've changed. I've obviously grown up a hell of a lot. I've now got a wife, 2 kids. My head is in a very different place. And not long ago, I really started to dive deeper into trying to find Jesus Christ. So what I want to do in this video is kind of like break down, like, why am I turning to God? What made me do it? Kind of like, why do I feel stuck at the moment? And kind of what do I want from this video? Because I kind of want to start there, because in a way, I want to do this video, one, as a documentary side of stuff, but also because I found it really helpful, the videos that I've seen online of kind of people's journeys, but I haven't really found anyone at the moment where I feel I'm what they would call a lukewarm Christian, where I go to church, I do my thing, but I just don't feel like I'm really there yet, and I'm not sure why. So let's kick off with the initial part of why I'm turning to God at the moment. And my nan died back in 2023, and my mum and I were there when she passed. And before that, I was pretty spiritual. I kind of believed there was something, but I wasn't really sure what. And when we was there when she passed, I felt the emptiness in the room. I felt the presence of her being there, even though she wasn't talking or anything like that, to then suddenly not being there. So I felt that transition. And over the next, say, a couple of months and say a year or so, it started to not eat away at me, but kind of make me think more about what is next. And to be honest with you, it kind of stayed there. Not really loads more change, but it was in the back of my mind. But I felt at the time kind of like talking to people about maybe becoming a bit more religious or, turning to Jesus Christ and stuff like that kind of gets judged funny. That's how my head was at the time. And I thought, I'm not really sure how to bring it up with the family. We don't talk about anything like this or anything like that. And it was actually when there was a viral TikTok, which was Forrest Frank's Your Way's Better, where loads of people were doing a dance. And not only was it a good song, but it was a catchy dance as well. And it was my way of kind of softly introducing Christianity into the family and, talking about God, talking about all those bits and bobs. And for me, it was my way to just kind of tell myself that it's okay to kind of start down this path, essentially because it then just gave me the confidence to kind of play worship music out loud in front of my family and, not be afraid to share it online. Then as it was late spring, early summer, I was building a pergola in my garden. And throughout that whole time, I was just pretty much listening to Forrest Frank, Phil Wickham, and a bunch of other worship music essentially throughout that whole time. And it was really kind of getting me deeper into the word essentially, and it led me to buy my first Bible and also start searching more online on YouTube for churches to kind of follow their sermons. So I started following 2819 Church and Lake Point Church, 2 awesome churches where, very inspiring and just made me feel, essentially was just educating me more within the word, because I was reading the Bible at the time, but I just didn't feel connected because it was just kind of words. And then I was watching these sermons and kind of understanding more. It was kind of bringing that extra layer that I felt I was missing. I then started surrounding myself more with Christian Instagram stuff. So following a lot more Instagram accounts, which were talking a lot about Jesus and about Christianity as a whole. Then I started praying. I started reading my Bible more consistently most evenings. I started talking to him during my longer runs and longer bikes because I'm prepping for an Ironman. So plenty of time of solitude essentially. So it's a really nice time to kind of essentially just reflect on life and kind of just have these kind of intrinsic conversations. Then I started to discuss Christianity and God and kind of the meaning of life essentially with my family, in particular my daughter, because she believes, she has faith, and I'm trying to educate her as I'm educating myself. So, and then the start of this year, my daughter and I started going to church, which has been absolutely awesome experience to share with her, because when we're there, she's obviously not necessarily taking loads in. What I'm trying to do is listen to what's being said, and then I try to explain it to her and bring it down, which then what that does, it really solidifies those teachings to me even more. And I guess now I'm here talking to you. Now, why do I feel stuck? And I feel that's because obviously the comparison online, I see people that are obviously in their own journeys and finding God, and I see how they seem to be, fully immersed, fully obedient essentially. And that's where I'd love to be. And I feel I'm not there yet, but I don't know how to get there. And as I said, I feel like I'm what they call a lukewarm Christian because, reading the Bible, going to church, listening to worship music and stuff like that. But I don't really feel that connection yet. And that's what I'm searching for. And really, I just don't know how. Now, obviously, I could read my Bible more, pray with better structure, because even though what I've seen online, people say you just need to have a conversation, and then other sides are saying no, you kind of want to follow like this framework. I'm just like, what do you do? So at the moment, I'm just going with just having a conversation, always giving thanks, having gratitude, and kind of just talking. And it's essentially why I'm doing this video, because I'm hoping that it finds someone who is in the same position I am, or hopefully further along their journey, and able to share some wisdom with me or just give me some insights, because I really want this to become a thing. And I'm trying I'm trying my best. I could definitely be doing better. And when I say better, what is better? Well, as I've said, I could be reading my Bible probably a bit more. I could try to be more in the Word consistently, so it really consumes me. But it's kind of wanting that framework. I'm very much, I like to follow things. I like to have an idea of like a system, essentially. This is what, not that gets me to the end, but at least that I'm in that right direction. Now, how has it changed me so far? So probably the last year, I've been really diving deeper into the Word and essentially trying to give myself to God. And I don't feel that I've changed loads, because generally I'm a real positive person. I try to have a positive outlook on life, and I haven't noticed any massive changes. However, what I have noticed is I feel a lot less, not ashamed, but not even embarrassed. I don't really know what the word is, but like when I said before how Forrest Frank essentially was my way into listening to worship music in the household, and now we listen to it every day. Like on Spotify, I like playlists, it's all basically Christian songs, and I absolutely love it. My daughter sings it, we all sing. It's just a really, really good time. So it's taken away any, as I said, I don't want to say embarrassment or shame, but I don't know what it was. It's just got rid of that, and I'm not afraid to say that I believe in Jesus Christ, and I'm proud to be on this journey. I feel it's sparked a fire in me that goes beyond just like kind of the superficial stuff, which is still important to me. But as I read the Bible more and dive deeper, I start to really understand how none of it matters, but a lot of things that I prioritized really don't matter as much. So I kind of put them up on that pedestal. And where I've kind of transition that a little bit more into that kind of mindset, I kind of want to create a stronger foundation to have God at the top of my pedestal, essentially, and know how to build that foundation. Because I don't necessarily want to be preaching it to others at the moment, trying to get everyone to now be Christian and follow Jesus Christ. Because obviously, as I've understood, that is the way, and that's what we should all be doing. But at the same time, I just want to start with myself and my family. And the more kind of we're on the same page, then we can then hopefully start to then talk to other people and hopefully get other people on board. But at the end of the day, everyone has their own choice to make their decisions. And just like I didn't find Christ until, say, a year and a bit ago, I'm still looking for him now. And even though I feel like I've found him, I also feel like I haven't yet. And I saw this Instagram reel the other day, and it was talking about Revelation 21, where how God will wipe away your tears, because there'll be no more tears, no more like sadness when he comes back. And a lot of that is because he'll wipe away your tears. Well, the way the interpretation is he'll wipe away your tears because you'll be tearful of the people that aren't going to be going up, ascending essentially to the new world, into heaven. And so that could be your family, and that could be people that you know and love dearly. So unless they follow Christ, they're not going to be with you. So you're going to be having tears. And it was kind of like hearing that just really, not made me worried, but I was just like, you just really lit that fire more to especially kind of talk to my family more, talk to people that I know more, and really try to help others. Maybe if they are kind of like on the fence, like one of my good friends, we've been discussing a lot about the Bible recently, and we're both in our early stages really. So it's a really nice thing to be able to do with someone else outside of my family to kind of help them discover and find Jesus Christ. Now, what will this series be? As I mentioned, this video is more of a documenting of where my head is at the moment, and kind of putting it out there to hopefully get some comments back that hopefully give me some framework or give me a bit of guidance into the direction I need to start looking in. So there's no specific intent behind this video really, apart from the fact that it just felt like something I should do, or really it's probably that someone was calling me to do, and obviously that being God. And it's not necessarily going to be a weekly series or anything like that. I just wanted to document this first chapter essentially. So Finding Faith episode 1, or whatever I want to call it, and kind of over the months and years and stuff to come, kind of talk more about where I'm at in this journey, what I'm learning, how I'm feeling, and hopefully to have a conversation with you, which can then hopefully lead me to learn more and understand more also. Because the powerful thing about YouTube is it just connects people from all around the world with thoughts and ideas, and that's how I'm learning loads. As I said, through watching the channels on YouTube, like the churches, Lake Point, 2819, they've been pretty pivotal in my initial understandings at the moment. And obviously I follow a bunch of other people on YouTube that are like Christian YouTube channels and stuff. And Wes Huff, when he went on to Joe Rogan, was an unreal episode for me, because it was come right at the right time where I was looking into it and I wanted to know more. And then he come on and just kind of educated me. And it's just been amazing, because it just started that deeper level understanding rather than just that surface level stuff, which was awesome. Now, obviously my content is mainly fitness content, and that's how my YouTube channel will stay. But this is part of my journey as well on this fitness journey. And really, as I've mentioned before, in my fitness pursuits of currently training for my first full distance Ironman, I've had a lot of time to think, a lot of time to pray, going for runs and essentially feeling uplifted in that run when I'm mid-run, and essentially that runner's high. That's what it felt like. And yeah, listening to worship music during the run, it's been good. And I just want more of it. And I don't really want to just stay at that surface lukewarm Christian level, and I want to go deeper. So here we are. So with Lent around the corner, it's going to be a really good time for me to kind of set myself a challenge to really dive deeper into the word and hopefully get a deeper understanding and connection with God himself. And I'm hoping through this video that you may want to comment your journey and maybe directions that I should look into to help me as well. And then hopefully help others that read the comments, because that helps me massively when I'm looking through other comments on videos and kind of directions that people talk about. So hopefully this video sparks those kind of conversations too, and we can all just elevate ourselves up at the same time.